Shine, wild ones, it's Bernadette. I am here with your Pick a Card Daily Tarot reading for Wednesday, December 9th, 2020. The chakra is the solar plexus chakra. The ruling planet is Mercury, and Mercury is the messenger that comes down from the heavens. It's all about bridging those gaps. It's getting from point A to point B. And before I introduce who flew in for you all today, uh, y'all, thank you so much. Yesterday, I was so nervous to do that video and put it all out there like that, and just the kind, generous support, and it really looks like it helped a whole bunch of people, and it was a good thing, I think, all around. So thank you, thank you, thank you again for voting for the art. Thank you for the support for me, for the channel, for the allies, the animal allies, but mostly thank you for supporting yourself, because that seems like a lot of what happened yesterday is messages just went boink. And yeah, and it really, yeah, it was a beautiful day. So thank you so much. And crazily enough, if you're wondering why I'm wearing all my flowers in the dead middle of winter, well, here in Florida, it gets to 60 and we're like, I need a parka, but it was cold last night. And it is winter in the US. So I just had to go put this shirt on because Ladybug showed up for you guys. And it's, people think, okay, Ladybug, yeah, it means good luck, and the red color means this, and it means that. Y'all, you ain't seen nothing yet. Bump, bump, baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. This little critter is so full of symbolism that so many people don't even know about. Woo! Hang on to your hats. Get your garden hats on. Get you a cup of tea, and we're going to talk about Ladybug. So the first thing I love about Ladybug is Bernadette has coined her the, if y'all have seen the memes that go around on Facebook, and there are a million of them, a million different varieties, but they all read the same thing. Go ahead and underestimate me. That'll be fun. I have coined Ladybug. Actually, earlier in the year, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and I have coined Ladybug. Go ahead and underestimate me. That'll be fun. Because you think you know about Ladybug. You think it's a very simple, spirit, totem, power animal, meaning and symbolism thing. Oh, I see a Ladybug. I got that. Let's start at the top and work our way down, shall we? Okay. So one of the reasons that I call Ladybug the, go ahead and underestimate me, that'll be fun bug, is that she's not really, or he or she is not really a bug, they're a beetle. And when you take a look back in Egyptian mythology, holy cowabunga, just the sheer everything that the Egyptians, the faith they put in them, the trust, the lore, the legend, it's quite something. So, not saying beetles are any better than bugs, so, don't be offended. And to all you insectors, the critters out there, Mama Bear is not saying that. What I am saying is, in terms of legend and lore, for whatever reason, by and large, people tend to go, woo, when there's a beetle and a bug comes along, they're like, yeah, okay, I got it. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm going to get a coffee. For Ladybug, it's all about the hidden power. And one of those things has to do with, Ladybug got their name a long, long time ago, being very associated with the Virgin Mary. And the bugs that they saw at that time had 7 spots on their back. It's, related to her 7 sorrows. Farmers way back in the day, like, way, way back in the day, noticed that when ladybugs came around, the pests in their gardens, got under control, and that's because ladybug eats them. They're great, they're great garden helpmates. So first thing that I always associate ladybugs with is the ability to help you chew away or strip away the pests, the things that are the things, the people, the places, the situations that are just not going to help your growth. And that even means inside of you. If you've got to this is going to come out wrong. I gotta say it anyway. Visualize a ladybug going into and just, chewing out all the things that you don't want inside of there, right? I told you it would come out wrong. Still makes me laugh, so I said it anyway. But when you take a look at the associations of ladybug with saving crops, with being a helpmate for healthy plants, healthy crops, and of course that means abundance, which means sustained life, great ecosystem, the whole nine yards. So there's that. Then when listen, being a big girl, it always cracks me up when people have side names for the fat animals. It's like one of my favorites is hippos are just unicorns that love chocolate. I believe that. I am a unicorn that loves chocolate. And so bumblebees, honeybees, they get a bad rap. They look a little chunky, and little chunky ladybugs, they look a little chunky. So way back in the day, they actually were called, in parts of the world, they were called little cows. But I love that because they're so underestimated. Bumblebees and honeybees, they're not aerodynamically designed to fly, but they got this whole thing that they did with their wings, and how many times they flap them, and they take off and they find the flowers. So when ladybugs want to fly, fascinating fact, ladybug fact, most people think that they fly with the red wings. No, they don't. There are hidden wings under there. They're beautiful. They're like a dragonfly. They're gossamer, and they glisten, and they sparkle all these iridescent colors. And so if you've ever had the good fortune to have a ladybug land on you, you know that their outer shell is like a little helmet. They're like ready for war. They're like little tanks. And that's a protective thing, obviously. So I always think, sometimes we have to protect all of our colors. Sometimes we can't just walk out into the world and say, here I am. Well, I do, but I don't recommend it for everybody. But if you're inclined and you want to hide just for a minute, and it's not even hide in a negative way, it's more like keeping a secret. You may need to keep a secret for just a little while that you actually can fly, and all of your colors are going to fly, and they're going to glisten, and they're going to be beautiful. And the people who think you can't have done what? They've underestimated you. Won't that be fun when they see you fly? I want to be there. Send me pictures, right? Okay. So that is just a big lesson for you guys today, a big message. There's something coming in. I understand Wednesdays are the bridge gap days. I get that. I tell you all that. And this is not in an effort to make the spirit animal fit the spirit of the day. But when you talk about wanting to bridge a gap, when you talk about wanting to make a really safe passage, a solid passage, an easy passage, like from point A to point B, Ladybug really does fit that bill. Meaning they fly when they want to fly, they go where they want to go, they do what they want to do. And really, what else do you need to bridge that gap? And when you look at everything they're involved in, well, symbolically, right? Just even symbolically speaking, you even bring numerology in with the ladybugs, because when you see them, and there's, listen, we're most familiar with the golden kind, the yellow ones with the spots and the red ones with the spots, but ladybugs come in I don't even know how many colors. They're just beautiful. When you start taking a look at the numbers of spots on their backs, if it's 6, that number means one thing. If it's 7, that means another thing, like we talked about a little earlier, right? The ladybug was named after Our Lady, the Virgin Mary, her 7 sorrows. What did I read the other day about a ladybug? I want to say it's a yellow type of ladybug. It always has 22 spots, and 22 is a master number. It's the master teacher. It's the master metaphysician. It's the magician, right? So when you start taking a look at all of those things, the reason I love Ladybug for bridging the gap is you're going to get the full story from this insect, meaning he or she is not just going to show up and be, oh, it's a ladybug, good luck, we're done. There's so much more to see under there. And when you want to start putting pieces together, it's important that you take a look at the, I always say, I'm the holistic omens person. I'm the holistic symbolism person because sometimes it's enough, but mostly it's never enough to just take the overall meaning of something and roll with it. Which is not. When you start to look at all the little nuances, when you start to look at the hidden gossamer wings under that beautiful, hard shell, then you can start to see the things that mystics are supposed to see. Isn't that why you are venturing into the world of the mystic, in the world of metaphysics, in the world of, this kind of spirituality? Although let me be clear, I often say spirituality does not a metaphysician or even an occult or a mystic make. You can have no beliefs whatsoever in any kind of spirituality and still still be that person, if that makes sense. So whatever it is that, like, whatever you're trying to marry, this with that, like this plus this equals this, use Ladybug as your prime example of different ways of looking at things, looking for all the subtleties. Now, don't make yourself crazy and take 52 weeks to make a decision, because you're still trying to dig in there for the hidden meaning. At some point, enough is enough. But you'll know that because you'll ask Ladybug to show you, and she will. One of the other things I love, it's just so, you guys, the world of spirit, totem, power animals and their meanings, I don't know. It's just so magical to me. I guess because it's real magic. I watch it happen and unfold every day, right? I really, I have a charmed life. I'm so very grateful. There are so many legends that have to do with Ladybug. If a ladybug lands on you, mostly in your hand, in the Asian cultures, it's in your hand, and you whisper to the ladybug who your love is, the ladybug will fly off and whisper your name in the ear of your beloved. And then other legend and lore says, if you whisper your wishes to the ladybug will fly to all the four directions, all the cardinal directions, north, south, east, and west, and plant those seeds of your wishes so that as the cycles turn, right, as your medicine wheel goes around, each season will bring you closer to what you wish. So if you're, maybe you wish for something in the middle of winter when everything is sleeping and it's quiet and it's waiting to reawaken in spring. Okay, Ladybug, it might be time to just dream that dream, put a vision board inside your spirit, just start, in the quiet, know that, it's kind of like hibernation time. And then, when it's spring, Ladybug's going to help you start growing that and growing that. And then summer, it's going to happen here. And then the harvest is going to happen here. So when it comes to dreams and wishes and things you want to accomplish, again, it's a legend. Again, it's a myth. Okay, it's a symbolic meaning. But you know what? Our lives are what we choose to believe that they are. And so maybe you've got something that you want to harvest a year from now. Okay, awesome. Because another little known fact about ladybugs is that they're not only just around in summer, they're around in winter, and they huddle together and they keep each other warm. They're very family, very community oriented bugs. I have never seen, believe it or not, all the animals and crazy things I've seen with them, I have never seen a big old cluster of them. I hope to one day. I just can't. I got to believe it's a sight to see. Now, if a ladybug should appear in your dreams, then it can portend a little bit of a different time coming, but like literally that much, and then all of a sudden good fortune is yours. They're ladybugs in animal medicine, period. They're just associated with such good fortune. Again, it can seem like that's the overriding message, but it's only the overriding message if you've taken care of looking at all of the other signs, especially the color. Now, again, ladybugs primarily come in red, orange, different shades of yellow. But if you've ever seen the sun glisten off of a yellow ladybug's hard shell wings, it looks like little gold nuggets. So that's always when I see the yellow ones, because we do get those here a lot in Florida. And I sit and I watch the sun glint off of them. I'm like, oh my gosh, I found my nugget of gold. I went panhandling and I found my nugget of gold. And I know that something fantastic is coming down the pike. So if you are looking to, identify with a, oh, and let me just say one more thing. In ancient pagan settings, ladybugs represented the goddess, just like they did in other ancient times when they represented the Virgin Mary. It's all about the sacred feminine. And I really think that springs from the nurturing that ladybug does with eating the pests so that the crops can grow and give life. But in that, when you start looking at that, when you start taking a deeper dive, well, really, who is the goddess? Well, really, who is the Virgin Mary? Well, really, who are these other sacred, feminine, divine figures, archetypes that Ladybug is associated with? Then we dig deeper and we see that Ladybug can also be a symbol of persecution. Certainly in ancient times when the religious wars came and, people who worshiped the goddess, and then, Virgin Mary, God love her, she just had a hell of a time. And she, she made it through. So if you have something going on, trust that Ladybug is going to get you through that time. If you're feeling persecuted, and that might be from yourself, you may be working on negative self-talk. That's a form of persecution. People would argue that it's not Bernadette, it's not that dramatic. Really? Have you seen how someone's life can be ripped apart when they have that negative self-talk going on? Have you? So there's my point, right? Underestimate me. Go ahead. That'll be fun. So if you're thinking that Ladybug, maybe this is like the 50th time Ladybug has shown up for you in a week, and so that would mean Ladybug is your spirit animal. Really, it is about the time. The time to fly is now. And don't look for anybody else's support. It might be there, and if you get it, awesome. But don't feel like you need it, because remember, you've got those hidden gossamer wings under your protective shell. And once you open those wings up, and your little gossamer wings, put on your goggles and you look right, you look left, and off you go. I love it. Do it. If you are, if Ladybug just has been your totem, then you're all about truth. I mean, you are about inspiring others and living a natural life and just the truth, because really that's a lot of reason people get persecuted is they tell the truth. Horror of horrors. Someone told the truth, like the emperor's new clothes, right? Okay. I love you, truth tellers. Yes, I do. And I love you people that, that seek to inspire others. It's such a, I don't know. It's just such a glorious thing to be and thing to do. Now, if you are invoking Ladybug as your power animal, well, there's a lot of stuff that goes along with that. But I find most of the time when working with Ladybug energy in clients or, in class, people really do have a hard time in believing in good luck. But who's that old boy that said, yes, I believe in, I absolutely believe in luck. And the harder I work, the luckier I get. So today may be a call that it is time for you to work a little harder so you have a little bit better luck. But it also might be a call for you to just really try to wrap your belief system around whatever you want to manifest really will show up. And it can be like that. I friends of mine and I that, in our heads, we're practicing advanced metaphysics, whatever that means. But we do these experiments where we think of something, like we put a thought form out there, and as far as we can tell, we totally believe. And it happens like that more often than not. And sometimes you're like, why do I have to park at the back of the parking lot when you manifested, parking space right up close to the door? Sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. But it has happened to me and others I know regularly enough and with big enough things that Oh my gosh, here's a perfect story. Okay, so y'all, when I was so sick last year, you don't even know. You don't even know what it took. I had to lift my own legs in and out of my car. My sister had to drive me everywhere. I'd be draped over a cart at Publix. But every time I would sit in the car on the way to Publix, because it's always Publix, and I would say, please, please, could you just, I just need a parking space close. Because people wanted me to get a handicap sign for that time in my life. And I said, I'm not handicapped. I'm not owning that. I'm not accepting that. I am healing. I am in a healing process. That's where Bernadette is at. So I'll park right beside that handicap slot, but you will, oh, take me to the store. And so we went. But I'll be gosh and be darned if every single time. It became a big old joke between me and my sister. Every single time we'd pull in, someone would pull out, she'd zippity zip in there. She'd look over at me and shake her head and go, come on, gimp. And we would go into Publix, right? Okay. So I believe that the emotion behind that time, right? The sheer please, please, I'm begging you, but in the most pure way, the most truthful way. I believe that's why it happened. And of course, you know, everybody's got their spirit guide posse, right? My animals, they surround me all the time and they weren't trying to play. So that's just one example of how you can manifest like that, like that. And all of this dovetails back to when you want to invoke or you want to unite your spirit with that part of you that is Ladybug. You got to believe in the magic. You've got to believe in the miracles. You've got to believe in the good luck, whatever label you want to give it. But at the end of the day, don't underestimate yourself. That won't be fun, right? Let others underestimate you. That'll be fun. All right, everybody. I love you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Pick up your copy of the award-winning and now history-making and record-breaking and best sales Arcanimal Tarot and Oracle deck. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Ding, 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 that little bell down there. And we'll get together every day for readings and tarot card meetings and everything else good in life. But what's the very best thing in life? For you to stay wild.